I'm Jordan Mazur, a registered dietitian and professional sports performance dietitian. I'm always interested in learning where food comes from, and today I'm going to visit 2 California dairy farms located close to where I live.
Hey Megan, how are you?
On this dairy farm tour, I had the opportunity to meet with Megan Silva with Frank and Rocha Dairy and R&S Dairy in Escalon, California, as well as Brian Fiscalini with Fiscalini Farms in Modesto.
Hi, I'm Megan Silva, and I'm a 4th-generation dairy farmer here in Escalon, California. My great-grandfather came here from the Azores about 100 years ago, and my family's been farming this land and dairying here ever since. My husband as well is a 4th-generation dairy farmer, and we are now raising our children here.
This dairy farm was started by my great-grandfather in 1914. My wife and 3 children are involved in the business, and I hope that someday they take over the love for dairy farming.
This is where we kind of start the day. Feed truck comes in and starts loading corn silage and the rolled corn. You can actually see the corn in the background. We grow our own silage, which is a staple of their diet and their nutrition.
In my line of work, I carefully formulate professional athletes' diets, quality inputs for quality outputs. And as it turns out, it's very similar to how dairy farmers carefully formulate their cows' diets.
This is called a TMR, it's a total mixed ration. So basically, if you just pick up a handful, you're able to see the rolled corn, some hay, and then you can see the small, little, tiny ingredients in here is basically their vitamin pack, their essential nutrients and minerals here.
I'm used to feeding athletes, right? So I'm used to talking about calories, we're talking about carbs, fats, and proteins, the macronutrients that humans need or athletes need. Can you say maybe a cow and an athlete are similar in that sense?
I would say they're extremely similar. They definitely need fat, protein, and energy for different stages of their lactation and of their life.
On average, I probably have about 60 to 70 athletes that I'm trying to make individualized plans for. Are you creating individual plans for all the cows that you have here?
We have nutritionists hired, and they're part of our team that help us run this place. Very specialized in what they do, and they're able to feed the cows in each different stage of their lactation and each different stage of their life for what they're needing for optimal health and production.
We just talked a little bit about the nutrient feed, right? But let's talk about on the other end, right? When it finally gets produced and we're consuming dairy products. I always recommend real California dairy to my athletes, but I think that not just for athletes, but everyday individuals, dairy products can be really beneficial from a nutrient perspective.
There's 13 essential nutrients found in real California milk. It's crucial to have in your diet.
I call it a nutrient powerhouse. I think you mentioned that too, because again, it's a one-stop shop for a bunch of different nutrients. It's a great quality protein source, a great source of calcium in our diets. Chocolate milk even is a great sports drink, not just for those nutrients that we mentioned, but hydration. But it's also really economical, right? It's an affordable method. It's widely available. There's a lot of misconceptions in general about dairy, and one of those myths out there is the use of hormones and antibiotics in milk. I think some people are wary of it and think that that might be an issue, but can you speak about the safety of real dairy?
Dairy is one of the most highly regulated and extensively tested products in the country. Rest assured, milk and all of its dairy products are safe, free from antibiotics and free from hormones. California has the highest standards, and every dairyman here in California is meeting or exceeding those standards.
I also had the chance to check out some of the ways Megan is bringing her dairy farm into the future, including solar energy, a closed-loop water recycling system, a robotic milking barn where the cows come and go as they please, and digital collars and earbuds that deliver real-time health and nutrition information.
We're able to basically manage and make decisions on each cow on an individual basis. So if there's anything that goes sideways or isn't exactly what it should be, we get alerted and notifications.
It's similar in my field. We have a lot of athlete management systems, so it's really cool to see that with your animals as well. There's a lot of talks and myths about dairy and sustainability and the environment, but I'd love to hear about what real California dairy farmers like yourself are doing for the betterment of the environment.
One of the most important things to remember is that most dairy farmers, especially California dairy farmers, are multi-generational dairy operations, right? So we care about the environment, we care about our land, we care about our animals, because we want to offer, the same lifestyle that we've had to our children. So it's really important that we pass down what we've inherited to the next generation in as good or in a better state than how we received it. Today, what we're really going to focus on is our renewable energy project and our sustainability that we're working on here at Fiscalini Farms. We're utilizing the methane digester that we have to capture the waste from our cows and then convert that into electricity. We capture it and we convert that cow manure and that methane gas into electricity. We're producing enough electricity to power our cheese operation, our dairy farm, that digester that I just spoke about, and then another 300 homes in our local community. I'm passionate about the food that we make here. I'm also very passionate about being sustainable and keeping this business going for my kids and hopefully their children. And in order to do that, we've got to think about unique and innovative ways that we can care for our cows and our environment and our land.
Everything that you guys are doing here, you're doing some really amazing things, and I think consumers can kind of make sure to ensure to support that by looking for the Real California Milk seal on your products and other dairy products. It's been great. I really appreciate the conversation, Brian, and thank you for showing me around. And I guess the only thing left to do is to cheers.
Thanks for coming,
Cheers.
Jordan.
Thank
Cheers.
Even for a dietitian, it's easy to feel disconnected from the origin of food these days. And it's such an amazing educational opportunity to see where it all begins. I came to these dairy farms a firm believer in real milk as an important part of a health and wellness focused diet, but I'm leaving a champion of California dairy. I hope what I learned here makes you feel a little more confident about enjoying real California dairy products as part of your healthy diet.